Usyk has gone back to his old hairstyle that he had very early on in his career. And I think even as an amateur, he was rocking this hairstyle. It's almost like Tintin, the old comic book and cartoon character Tintin. Anyway, I want to draw your attention to some things that Anthony Joshua said about the first Usyk fight. He said that he genuinely thought he was winning because the corner didn't tell him otherwise. Do you guys really believe that? AJ thought that he was boxing like Muhammad Ali in there because the corner were giving him very encouraging signs in terms of what they were telling him. Now, I guess it's plausible because when you're in a fight, you're not scoring it round by round. You're in the moment and you're trying to do what you can. So, one round's over, bam, it's out of your mind. You're moving on to the next round. You're trying to do your best in the next round. And you can, certainly over the period of a 12-round fight, I would imagine, lose track of the previous rounds. You've already sparred dozens or hundreds of rounds in training camp, and you've had God knows how many fights in your career. So at a certain point, it can become a blur, And if your corner is telling you, you're doing well, excellent, AJ, beautiful jab, and this, that, and there's no urgency from them, I guess it's plausible that AJ might have felt that he was winning. But I tend not to believe him when he says that he thought he was winning, because I look at his body language at the end of the fight, and I know he was very tired. But even through tiredness, people can display certain body language that lets you know they're confident they won. He says he thought it was close, but he thought he was winning because of what his corner was saying. Yeah, I tend not to buy that. I look at AJ at the end of the fight, and to me, he looked like a defeated man. Not just in terms of being physically exhausted, but the expression on his face, the way his shoulders were, everything, even the way he reacted to the decision. Some people said that there was like fake surprise on AJ's face when the decision was read out. So, yeah, I'm not sure I believe him. But who knows? I guess it's plausible. It's not like he got beaten from pillar to post in the fight. He got outboxed, yeah. But he also managed to mark Usyk's face up and land his own shots, body shots, and a few right hands later on, rounds 8 and 9 or whenever it was. And as I say, if the fight becomes a bit of a blur and you're doing some good work in there and your corner is telling you that you're doing well, maybe it skewed his perception. But that in itself is concerning to me. I've said before in recent videos that AJ doesn't have the ring IQ or the awareness of a Tyson Fury and various other fighters. He's a guy that needs to be guided through a fight. He doesn't have the intuitive capabilities that certain other fighters have, where they can just navigate themselves through the fight. They don't need that much guidance. Surely, if Tyson Fury had been in there against Usyk and he was getting outboxed in that way, he wouldn't have needed his corner to tell him. He would have known. Do you know what I mean? That's my suspicion anyway. Fury would have known. Whereas AJ needed to be told. But then again, maybe he did know. And maybe what he's saying right now is just cap. Give him one of them blue caps, the blue cap emoji. So, yeah, I wanted to draw your attention to that and, ask you guys, what do you think about it? Is AJ telling the truth when he says that he thought he was winning? Or is he trying to make excuses for the fact that he didn't go for it? Because again, if that was a Tyson Fury in there and he's getting outboxed, he's not going to wait for his corner to say something. He's going to bite down in his gum shield and he's going to go for it, in my opinion. Because he's done it before. We saw it against Steve Cunningham. We saw it against even Deontay Wilder, right? In the third fight, he was having issues and he was still pressed forward and managed to get Deontay Wilder out of there. Tyson Fury doesn't just have to outbox somebody. He can take it to him and force the fight. You see it? So, yeah, if that was Fury in there, I think he would have just gone for it and wouldn't need his corner to tell him anything. But with AJ, the fact that he needed to have his corner tell him, or maybe his corner didn't need to tell him. Maybe it's just AJ didn't have the fight in him that night. Maybe his corner, like Peter Fury said, actually helped him survive because they knew that he didn't have the fight in him to take it to Usyk and impose himself. So who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all the points I've raised in this particular video.